So back sometime in 2023, Danielle gave me a call and asked if I could run into town and help her pick up her tree. There was a restaurant getting remodeled or torn down or something, and this beautiful birch that was in front of it was getting torn down as well. So she had stopped in and asked the construction guys if she could have the tree, and they didn't seem to have any trouble with that. So she gave me a call. We came in, loaded it up, and finally got around to setting it in place in the house and built a little stand for it and got it screwed into the walls, and then kind of didn't do anything for a while. Eventually got around to building some temporary shelves, and they didn't fit very well, so I got the 3D modeling thing out on the iPhone, and I brought it all into SketchUp, and I made a bunch of grand plans, and I cut out the templates, and I got everything all lined up and perfect, and I put things in place, and nothing fit. It was just one of those things, and I'd gone the high-tech route. Well, at first I'd gone the super low-tech route, then I went the high-tech route. Neither one of those was working. So then I had this inspiration the other day. I figured pizza can help. So I took these old pizza boxes, got this new track saw new to me, that I got on Craigslist, and used it to cut up some strips on the pizza box. And then I took those inside with hot glue gun and started templating the opening space. This is just sort of similar to what you do when you're putting in a countertop. Nothing's really square, so just make a template and cut it to fit. So here I am just using those strips of cardboard with hot glue and making a template. The old shelves that I put in that didn't fit very well, they sure did help here because they gave me something to template onto. But so eventually got those templates ready, took them out to the garage, and just started trimming off some bits. There were some templates I'd tried to cut earlier out of wood, so I trimmed those on the bandsaw a little bit. Got these guys all ready, and sort of then set to work on trying to figure out what size boards I need. Then I had to unearth the pile of scrap wood. So there's every garage has one of these piles, and so I went through and picked out the boards I could use. Really didn't need it to be too much. I was going to be well supported, so could pretty much use 1/2 inch plywood for most of this. So here I am just templating out things and trimming them to length and deciding where my cuts are going to be. I was going to end up doing, I think, 5 shelves, and here I am now. So one of the interesting things is a lot of these, nothing is quite square, so they're not perfect candidates for cutting on the table saw. And since I had this fancy new track saw floating around, I used the track to get pretty good cuts that were at unusual angles without having to run it through a circular saw and setting up a bunch of templates. So that went actually really well. I think one of the strengths of the track saw there. So here I am just throwing in some clamps. This is the kind of the table that came with the track saw, and using the jigsaw to cut these out, and really just kind of working off the templates. And there were lots of little tiny cuts to be made. Here I am sort of stacking them up, as you can see, kind of working through what the tree trunk would be. And here we go, get to install them. So as we're installing here, basically I'm putting up some ledgers up against the wall and screwing those into the studs, and then where I'm a little bit further out of the corner, just using some Home Depot level shelf brackets. We may replace that with something a little nicer in the future, but really just kind of going through here, leveling things out and supporting them. Basically got to make it so a 20-pound cat can kind of jump from the top rope and hopefully not take it out. Here was this corner piece. I thought for sure I'd cut it wrong because I couldn't get it to fit, but it was just a problem of a triangle in a square space. Ultimately did that, and then grabbed a little piece of scrap and cut that to fit so I could join those boards out in front. And I put one in the back as well. I don't think I got that on video, but put the angle iron up for it here, and here we have the kind of Mark II prototype. Not really done, but we did throw Mango up on the top here, and he was loving life, just hanging out there and staying warm. So we'll do more to this, and we'll post an update in the future.